This game is fun, hence the title of this pathetic excuse for a YouTube video. I recently got into it because of the PlayStation monthly games added this last month. It has both scared the shit out of me and made me want to get back into horror games. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, let me give you a little rundown about this game specifically, not the others. I literally have no reference point besides a couple of Let's Play videos from like 2014. The Outlast Trials is an online co-op experience set in the year of 1959. You play as a hopeless captive that is called a reagent. You've been taken off the streets, scrubbed from the public eye, and constantly tested on by the whims of the director of these tests. So your goal is to do the task given to you to continue to see another day, even if you're still stuck in the facility. Because just maybe, you might get out alive. As mentioned before, you get taken off the streets and taken in to be turned into a reagent. Bound and gagged, you're injected with some solution through your eyes and finally have a pair of goggles strapped to your head. Well, not so much strapped, but drilled into your skull to prevent your creative character from ever taking them off. That's the tamest thing you'll probably even see in this game too, by the way. Because as you play deeper into the tutorial, you get familiar with all the mechanics, you get stabbed through the hand. The game is not shy to put that warning from the beginning into full effect at all. The amount of gore and violence that is displayed at nearly every second is insane. Though I will admit that sometimes this falls into the realm of shock value, at least for me. But that's for another time. For now, it's time to get familiar with our new normal, the sleep room. This is the epicenter of all your needs. Here you can get a variety of upgrades, challenge others in minigames, and access the terminal. It also has a room specifically for you that has plenty of options to customize both it and your character. From here you can make the choice to stay and toil away in safety, or go out into the trials and have an unforgettable experience. And side note, if you do stay in the sleep room, they'll force you into the trials anyway, so you might as well do it while you have the choice to do so. Now here's where we get into the namesake of the game. At the terminal, you'll select a trial and you'll receive a sort of like scarecrow, fear toxin type of situation while you're strapped to a chair. Which at this point, you'll get a vision of all you'll have to endure while being delivered to the said trial destination. Now this is just a small complaint of mine that doesn't really deter how I feel about the game. But why do I have to sit through seeing this man junk every single time I have to go to a certain trial area? If not that, then I have to see how this crazy lady is giving the mannequins cunnilingus with a drill duck. It is not that I can't handle it, but damn does it get annoying seeing that over and over and over again. But that's besides the point. When you get inside the trial, you're going to get an objective that you have to follow. Usually along the lines of go here, press this button when everybody's all gathered around. You'll press it, and that's when you get to really experience the real meat of the game. And be an effective communicator to finish with a high enough rating. Don't, and your score will plummet, and your rating will be trash, and you won't get any good rewards. Now, I am in love with how this game really makes you feel like you're in your character's shoes. The sheer terror you feel when you're low on HP and you trigger a proximity mine while running away is unmatched to any other co-op experience I've had in the last couple years. Which isn't saying much because the only thing that comes close to mirroring that is Phasmophobia, which I have only about 20 hours in. Having no way to see your stamina and having so many things not work in your favor genuinely kept me on my toes. For games like this, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Dead by Gaslight, you need to be at a disadvantage, thus making it so that you naturally rely on the people you're with to pull their individual rate. Having an unwritten rule of synergy and teamwork that genuinely flows better than those other games mentioned. Now that doesn't mean that the game is impervious to all criticism though. I definitely do have issues with the game at times. For instance, I hate when I get stuck on the enemies when I get near a door. Sometimes I put myself in that position and I will admit that, but those other times, God, that shit sucks when I'm near the exit of a trial and I'm getting spit roasted by gooseberries drilled up my ass and getting mushed in my shit by some dumbass X-Pop. Now this would be solved if I had stun or bottles, but usually at this point I don't have any of that shit, mainly because I dropped them all to complete the objective. So forgive me if I ain't armed to the teeth with all the stuff that you would think I'd have. Another thing that I have an issue with is the screening before you do the trial. like the fear toxin thing. I hate having to sit through that every single time, even though I've already seen it at least 3 times by now because I keep failing. And this is mainly due to my own fault as not being able to perform the way the game, expects of me. But after a while, it just becomes really annoying because I don't really want to see this man's penis in my face every single time. A lot of this game is such a good horror experience with some really good atmosphere and lore, and that just makes this game like one of the standout ones for me. But some of this does kind of just equal out the shock value, because why am I seeing breasts pinned to mannequins, and why am I seeing these children dolls stabbing dead bodies and stuff like that? I don't really get the idea behind it. Like, I get I'm supposed to be scared, it's supposed to be morbid and weird, and it's supposed to be a reflection of how the director is trying to get me desensitized to all these things. But at the end of the day, I think it kind of just looks stupid after a while. But that's just me, really. Other than that, I'm really enjoying this game and enjoying all the new things that they keep adding. I like the new killer that's like a mannequin doll lady with a crazy killer hand, and she blends in with all the other dolls. I like the freeze challenges, even if I think the heat mechanic kind of could use a little tweaking, because sometimes I'll get just absolutely screwed by not being near a heat source. Some places are like just full of them, and there'll be ones like right next to each other. Then some places there'll be like one that I have to circle back around to, and then it's just the whole thing. But all in all, I really like this game, and I really like how it turned out. I can't wait to see what the devs come up with next, and I will probably most definitely be there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.